the official intro. All right.
Welcome back.
We had some other thoughts on IQ, huh?
Yeah,
I already forgot what they were, but Q, it expresses itself in interesting ways in root, because sometimes it's a KV, but KV, or sometimes it's just a KU, or a KU, yeah, KU.
But what also we realized from the thing is that when you have the ending, the Q, which is maybe more like a Latin or a French ending, then when we have like mystic Q, mystique, the miss with the Q, or romantic becomes romantic Q.
Yeah, and it also might hint at it when we go into English, because English Q words, you can find where am I? In English Q words will probably go into kind of explain whether it's a Q in root, possibly, or hint,
Yeah, if you jump to Q.
But kind of hard to find them because a lot of these IQ it's in the word, but maybe finding ones that end in Q, like the Q sound, at least QUE ends with. So we got let's see, IQE. Oblique. Antique. Boutique. Physique. Mystique. Critique. Yeah.
You can also shorten a tranquilizer to a trank.
Yeah. That's not I. E.
No. It's just Q.
Barbecue.
Barbecue.
EQ. EQ. But also sometimes like check, or when you write a check, check is spelled with Q. Check.
Okay.
All right, but let's do IR.
IR.
Ira. Ira. Ra. E. L. E. E. L. E. L. L. I can't roll the tongue quite nice. Very nicely.
It comes from ir.
Yeah, a lot of the
responsible.
Yeah, a lot of the first IR words that pop up in the dictionaries are names of places.
True, that's
Iraq, Iran, Ireland, but also you get a lot of other vowels sounds. So in English, it's a little tricky because you got like a lot. It means like kind of the opposite of something, or like irreversible, or irregular. But it's not really an E. Irregular. I, I don't know. I think it's a different sound there. Often. Irreproachable, irreplaceable. You know, but then there's other words like irritate.
Yeah, that comes from different. Irritate goes down and irreplaceable goes up.
Mm.
But irritate. Because that's also irritera, is the same.
Mm-hmm.
Irritate and irritera.
Ritate. I don't know what ritate is. So that's why it's kind of interesting because that one would be more like an IR is more significant, whereas something like irreproachable or irrefutable, you can say it's refutable, which, you know, but if it's, or regular or irregular.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of
ironic.
not. It's almost like saying it's not this. Is it movable, or is it removable, or is it irremovable?
Yeah, that's a tricky question.
Yeah, so it's so I think maybe I don't know about, I think those are kind of different sounds. Ir, er, er.
Ironic.
Yeah, so that one's good too. That one's a good one, or like irony, or ironic. Yeah. Ironic. Irony.
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 Ironia. Irony.
Ironicera.
That's also interesting because also this can be ironi. It's not an ir word, it's an e word. Because then if it's ironi, then it's I, ro, peace, and ni, like you, in plural. So I peace you with irony.
That is ironic.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like rune, like a rune.
Yeah, rune, yeah.
And its meaning backwards would basically be the same. Irony. Backwards, irony. What about this Iraq? Iraq.
Yeah. In Iran, it's also at least referring to Aryan.
That's what people say.
Yeah, that's what they say themselves.
Yeah, which is interesting.
And
kind of ironic. Yeah, that's what they say about Ireland also. Ireland. Is it a different? Iran, Ireland, Iran, Ireland. I don't know. You know, that's what people say, and it's convenient. I don't know. It sounds convenient, but
you say Iraq, but do you say Iran? Yeah, you say Iran also.
Iraq. I mean, that's in English.
Yeah, and Iran also.
I can also say it with the country accent, doesn't make it right. Iraq. Some Arabs.
But is it the same IR with Iraq and Iran?
Iraq, Iran. No, I mean, I don't know. Iraq. Iraq.
Because so in
Iraq.
Iraq, there is
Iraq.
people who a little bit think
Iraq.
also that they belong to the Aryan family.
Yeah. Well, isn't that the old the the ancient Sumerian
Yeah, the
So so that's a UR.
Yeah, that's a UR.
Iraq, Iraq, Iran, Iran, Iraq.
That's even maybe the times when Iran was called Persia, because it has the both names.
Yeah.
And it's also interesting because it's also Persia.
Yeah, pair.
Yeah.
There's a pair word popping up like
word
it usually
popping up.
does when we're discussing these things.
Yeah.
And then also iron.
Iron, yeah.
Iran.
Irun. Huh?
Which would be yarn. Yeah, yarn.
Yarn?
Yeah. Yeah, the metal. Iron. The metal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yarn.
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 Yeah.
Yarn. Yarn. Sorry. Excuse my pronunciation this far into this. I'm still.
But this is the sounds which is järna, hjärta, and then järna and järn.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Because like it says that the järn, the iron time, is when you use your hjärna, your brain.
Mm.
So like back in the days when they say that we are poor people who have not invented anything yet and just figuring out how to use iron, then you're actually using your brain at that point.
Producing something tangible.
Yeah.
Something solid.
Yeah.
We got and if we take this Iran, Iraq, and you flip it over the meridian line, you get Iroquois, the Iroquois nations in the Americas, all the Indians that start with IR as well. Okay. So and the Iroquois played a significant part of how the U.S. Constitution was written.
Okay.
So
this is the Iroquois.
Yeah. The Iroquois.
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 We say Iroquois or Iroquois.
Iroquois. And they had already had some kind of method to their civilization of 3 branches of government, but it was actually 4 branches of government, just as the U.S. has the House of Representatives, the Senate, and the executive branch. So you have the judicial, legislative, and executive branch. The Iroquois had all of those things, plus a 4th branch, which was of the mothers, the grandmothers.
Okay.
Yeah, and that one was written out. With that was the only one not copied. But they where did I learn that? I don't remember. Doesn't matter. But
yeah.
But the phonetic connection is quite interesting. How we do get these kind of like names in the Americas, the same as the names of the Europe and Asia. They're kind of flipped and applied, and same thing with like Northern Africa. And I'm sure it's probably similar to Africa, the rest of Africa and South America, but no one's really done that research. But I would be willing to bet that there's some kind of mirror image going on. Especially if everything's coming from the same source. You know, if we're talking about like the North Pole, and so all these old words and languages and kind of coming out like that they would be applied in a similar fashion based on nature, you know, and you know, these continents kind of look similar and they look like they fit together and everything like that. And are kind of like mirror images of each other in some ways. Especially a lot of the names around for like cities and towns around like up and down the Mississippi are very similar to like what the names and you would find up and down the Nile.
Okay.
So, and I mean, we have like 5 Cairos, cities named Cairo here in America, sure. You know, and we have like St. Petersburg, and we have I
think there's even a Helsinki somewhere.
Yeah, well, that's what's interesting is or like say even in Sweden you have like 50 different places with America named America.
But what made me think, because we are looking for the IR, that if the Iranians are Aryans, then it's a question of how far east they spread. That if they spread like from Alaska forward to the North America, then those Indians in the Northern America could be Aryans. Because the other option is that they are gods, but then this IR wouldn't function.
Well, how I also think of it is, if we're kind of looking through this Bocksaga lens, is that they're a mix. They're a mixed race. So you can have the Aryan fathers, and what would they be, like Roman? Like what? Roman? You know, or like women from one of these tropical kingdoms. Right. And so when we think of like the Phoenicians, it doesn't have to be like one specific, like just as they say Aryan in terms of the naming of Iran, they say Aryan, and all that means is noble.
Yeah.
So you can be noble. You can be a noble person from this tropical kingdom. You can be a noble person from this kingdom, etc., etc. You can be noble people from all over and be connected. But also not the same. So maybe it's the ideas or the knowledge or the information system that is what makes someone a noble, or like or their level of or their level of you know, the responsibility and the children making system of that particular kingdom. So just as like they say the Phoenicians were, you know, they weren't saying it was a particular race of people, you know, not a particular phenotype or anything, but something that these were the traders, you know, these were the sea travelers. And so you can be connected to different places. Yeah, I mean, also, if these names for places or these names for these tribes, like the Iroquois versus Iraq, like what's the connection there? Maybe it's a ley line. I don't know. Like it could be something else too, that, you know, or you know, there's some kind of connection between these cultures far back in the remote past. But that's what I'm like more and more and more like putting more and more credit into these phonetic connections, because it's really opening up everything, and a lot of things make a lot of sense, and it's almost far too logical or illogical for them not to be connected, almost, you know. I don't know if I made any sense right there, but yeah, I don't know if I was being irrational. Irrational. Yeah.
Maybe you were just hitting the iron too hard.
Yeah.
Because like in Finnish, there is a saying that you should like when you hammer the iron, you should do it when it's hot.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's strike the iron while it's hot. Yeah, absolutely. That's a saying. Yeah. Because that's when it's moldable. That's when it's still iron. It's what's the chemical name for iron? Isn't it Fe?
Yeah.
Why that is.
It has to do with ferro, probably.
Ferrum, yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's not letting me. I just want to log in here real quick. Sometimes ChatGPT is a good one to just ask random questions like that. But it's saying it wants me to log in to give me smarter answers. Smarter than when I asked it for a translation, and it said, "Oh, there's no translation because the idea of that body part is white colonist." Like, oh my god! Guess white people own the. I don't know why. All right. Well, forget that. Yeah, Fe, ferron. There's iron in that. Ferron.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Yeah. It's like iron with an F in front. Iron. Ferron.
Okay, here we go. Latin origins. Okay. Ferrum. Oh no, it's fair. Interesting. Yeah, it has no good explanation of the etymology of ferrum. Fair room, Feru, Pharaoh, Ferum. So from the mother, from the ma, from the.
But the tree which is called iron oak, that's Opos tree at least. And fair starts to sound like far, becomes father also.
Yeah, or
pear.
It just made me think of fir. Like a fir tree.
Yeah.
There. Fir, fair. I don't know. I don't want to look at another Latin confusion. On ear, e-rune. Is it e-rune? Iron. Yeah, we don't even say it. Iron. We spell it in English. We don't even pronounce it the way it's spelled. Iron. I always say iron. Iron. I don't say iron. We don't say that. Iron. Like e-earn.
Iron. 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 It's a down like a iron.
It's like earn, like EARN, like to earn money. Earn. Iron.
Iron.
I earn. Iron. Iron. It's interesting when we start playing with the actual sounds that we're saying in the words that we're actually saying, because it does change quite a bit, you know?
Yeah.
It leads down different paths. So it's good that we're kind of thinking about it, because you don't really think about that stuff. Because then you would say irony. Irony is a different word, even though it's spelled with iron.
Yeah. Fair.
Verum. I don't know how to say that correctly though.
Yeah, like when looking into this ferrum, there is a lot of words which are like fer, fear, fieru, ieru, which then again starts to sound a little bit like it has to do with fire.
Mm.
And then also the German is Eisen, and from the Gotland is Eisarn, which then starts to also Eisarn sounds a bit, or Isarno sounds a little bit like in yarn, when it's yeah in Finnish, it's ice. So Isarno also sounds like ice related.
In Spanish, it's hero. French, fer. German, eisen. Ferro.
Because in German, ice, like EIS is ice, and Eisen is iron. So you have ice in the German for iron, and in the yarn, the root and the Swedish, you have ja, which is the one for ice.
Yeah, so yeah, in Finnish, yeah.
Yeah.
You said root. Did you say root, or you said
yarn, because it's rauta.
I was thinking that earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier, because how yeah is also ice, but
Yeah, but the point is here that it's in German, it's Eisen. It's like the word itself for iron has to do with ice.
Interesting. Yeah. It's like bridging the gap there.
Yeah.
Eisen. Iron. Ferro. Why is it ferro? Let me see what other words I have. I'm gonna pull one of the few times I'm gonna grab my Latin dictionary here. Let's see what we got. Let's see what other FER words we got here.
Also here we have then if we
wild beast.
Because
go ahead.
In Finnish, iron is rauta, and then you have ra and u and ta. And if you only take ra and u, then you have and add the fe, so you have fe ru m.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of.
Both.
Yeah. Because in here, we got a lot of FER. So, you got ferocity, like fierce. To be fair, like to be fierce is fair. Ferocia. And then you get here's a goddess. Wow, this has a lot of FER words. Okay, so you have Fereus, which is iron, and it also means to be cruel, unyielding, armored.
Cool.
And then Yeah, it's like being like here's another word that basically means you're a glutton for punishment, which means like you love, like you can't get enough punishment. Interesting. To bear, to carry, to produce. Pero fere. You have other words here too, like fertility. But also like fervousness, like to be, yeah, like fervousness. Fervous is like, you know that word, fervous? It's kind of like, it's similar to like ferocious, but it's like a fever. Like you're like crazed over something. Like kind of obsessed, but in a different, not exactly the same way.
Fergus or
Fervous. Yeah, fervous. It's like seething, burning, hot. Like you can have like water is fervously boiling. Like it's like feverously boiling.
really?
Yeah, like if you're having a fever, your head's really hot, you know, you're at a high temperature. So if the water is boiling like really rapidly, it's fervously. It's like very fervously, but you can also be fervously like in terms of your character and how you behave. So you can be like fervously, I don't know. Like if someone was fervously clipping rose bushes, that'd be really weird. Like they'd be like, I gotta cut these rose bushes. You're like, why are you so fervously cutting those? That should be like a calm thing. Like, you know, take your time. Okay. I think that was a good way of explaining it.
Yes, that explains everything.
It would be ironic to be fervously cutting rose bushes. Or like Zen garden. You're doing a Zen garden. You're fervously doing it. You're like sweating and Ira.
That's very irrande.
Ira. It says here to wander about. Ira.
Ira.
Ira? Ira. IRRA.
Ira. To err. To go astray.
To wander. Yeah, to go not straight. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Like err. Like ERR.
Like erroneous. Error. An error. That's an error. Is to err.
That's an error.
To err is to err. To err on the side of caution.
Yeah.
Is an error. Error. That is a funny word. But that's what ira is, huh?
Ira. Like ira is when you go astray. So you get lost.
Yeah, yeah, it says to wander.
So you can get lost in your thoughts and you can get lost everywhere.
Ra. But are you saying that it's not pronounced the way it's spelled? It's not an I-E sound? It's not a direct...
Yeah, it's an ira. It's ira.
Ira.
But then there's also yra, which is similar.
So this must, do you think it's related to irritate?
This one, irritate.
Because this one's ira, but but you got like irrational. Which rational, I know what that is, but then here means you're being irrational. You're not.
Yeah,
you're not
because if you are irrational, then you are lost. You're not being in a rational proportion more. So you begin era in your rationality.
ratio, that's a good word though, irrational. The logic, shun, ra, here, irrational, tune, tune. Is it irrational?
Irrational.
L. So just the letter L. The logic.
Irrational.
Logic of shun. Shun's ra. Here. Ira. In air.
Because
In
then
the
there's
air.
also the irrväg. Väg is a road. The irrväg is the way that you get lost in a way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you irra on the irrväg when you're very irritated.
So IR.
Sounds a bit like that's to do with irregularities.
Yeah, and I also think of like just going real like basic sound system. Ra, E. So you're putting in, but Ra is also like a ray, or like I also think of it as a conversion of energy. It's like because it's not the sunlight, it's the light reflecting off the moon, which is a different kind of ray.
Yeah.
Then it's no longer stroller, it's something else, and especially since it rules the night, and this is like where things kind of decay, under the moonlight. It's kind of that life and death cycle of the day and the night, but and then E would be in that. And so that could be why it is a opposite. But and it also the words that we can put IR in front of. There's a difference between IR. It's used differently than UN to like undo something, or to because that's also a type of opposite sound, to like undo something, but IR.
This is not to undo still. You're still doing something.
It's you're doing something, but it's the opposite. Or like if you're being rational, you're being rational, and you can also be irrational.
Yeah. And same with recognizable and irrecognizable But what to take me also notice here that we have irradiance, irradiation, and its translation is utstrålning. It's utstrålning. Strålning is the ray, the stråle.
Right.
But utstrålning is that it's radiating.
Yeah, but I think this is also a definition versus meaning versus translation problem right there, because radiation just does have that. It's like emanating light, or it's radiating, or it's warmth, or something like that,
But the sun itself, it radiates the rays.
Sure.
They are straight radiating.
Yeah.
But the reflection from the moon, it's not straight radiating, it's irradiating, because it's like utstrålar it. Perhaps.
Yeah, like, iridescent.
Yeah.
Iridescent light bulbs.
Iridescent, yeah.
Iridescent, or I guess that would be incandescent. Iridescent, is that a word? Did I just make that up? Iridescent. Oh,
iridescent has to do also.
I think it's incandescent.
Incandescent.
Incandescent light bulb, or is it iridescent? Isn't iridescent a word?
Iridescent has to do here with rainbow slimmering and irisering.
Yeah, it's well, yeah, when you have an iridescent light bulb, it's a type of like full spectrum light bulb.
Mm.
I'm gonna need to ask, is iridescent a word? Is it? Am I crazy? Iridescent. Descent. It's descending. If it is a word, it still has a meaning. So I don't. Iridescence. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, thank goodness it's a word. Where certain surfaces that appear gradually to change color as the angle or view of the illumination changes. So iridescent is like when you're looking at like a bubble, and you can see like the rainbow colors, inside of a bubble. That's iridescence.
Yeah.
Decent. It's decent or descent.
Yeah.
Descent. Descents. Iridescence. Iridescence. Or eerie. Iridescence. Iridescence. Here. Here. Iridescence, also known as gonichromism. Goniochromism. I need to stop looking at this word. It's making
one important thing in this also is the iris, the iris.
There it is. Iris descent. So what's descending upon the eyes?
Yeah.
In its different senses.
Yeah.
In different senses, which would be like the different colors, the different spectrums. The different radiations, different radiations, radiation. Different rods, which would be different, like grads, different gradients, would be different angles of light that you would see off something iridescent. So that's totally a transfer of energy IR word. That's totally an IR word. As like I was just thinking of just the basic sound system explanation of the R being this raw, being the rays, just the letter itself, and then E coming in. And just as like the IN words, it seems like it means to be putting in from, like, if you're the noun, you're putting into something else. You're the, whereas just E by itself, as its meaning of in, is often is putting in or getting. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but anyway, putting the IR is putting raw in. So irradiation, iridescent is what is descending is the rays in, something like that. And they would be like
the iris. It's also to see the re.
Yes. Yeah, that's so cool. Iris is
because like this ear like it sounds a little bit like it's a reflection.
Yeah.
Like the sense has to do with reflection of light. So like iris is also like in the sun. Like you see the projection, see the repeat or the reflection. Reflection.
Reflect.
Yeah.
The deflect. Reflect. And reflect, like flect is obviously something like you flick, flect.
A
You know,
flake
it's like
is
this.
all type of light, which you have the wooden stick and then you put the light on. That's kind of a flake or flare.
Yeah, so if it was a mirror, it would be deflecting,
Yeah.
bouncing off of. But reflecting is taking in and showing the same thing. So it's not taking this, bouncing it off. It's you can say reflecting.
Yeah.
And that would be perfection.
Yeah.
Fact.
Fact.
Flect.
Flack.
Don't give me much flack about.
Yeah, I'll just give you a green flag.
Sound reaches connection.
But then also we have like irremediable, which is something that you cannot help, like you cannot cure.
Irredeemable.
Irredeemable.
Irredeemable. Yeah, so it's like you're not for like redemption, to redeem. So, well, you can redeem your prizes if you win something. So you're basically collecting your earnings. Or if you have redeemable qualities, then you can be redeemable as in like if you're a really nice and a friendly person or something like that, then those are your redeemable qualities that I would like to take from you.
Yeah.
That you have been deemed with. You have been deemed with these irredeemable qualities that they can't take them away from you because you've been deemed the man of the the man of these qualities.
Good.
So irredeemable is something you can't take away.
So it's like irrefragable. That's not complete.
Irrefutable. Irrefutable. So if you're
similar, yeah.
What's that?
It's similar.
Yeah. Yeah, it is similar. Irredeemable, and then irrefutable. They have different. You wouldn't use them the same way exactly often, but irrefutable is like undeniable. Is more like undeniable. Whereas irredeemable. Irredeemable.
But these again sound like these are.
Well, irredeemable is like you've been bestowed with these qualities.
Yeah.
And whereas the irrefutable is like you can't argue this is my hand. I don't know, like that's irrefutable. Like it's proof, it's right there, it's something like that. You can't argue with it. Yeah.
But
what are you gonna say?
This sounds to me now that this type of IR words are such which are fixed to the moon so that you cannot change them. They are in the raw power, so you cannot change them anymore, kind of.
Irreparable. Irreparable.
Yeah, the moon is irreparable.
Yeah.
Just blow it up and we cannot have it anymore. Not really.
Irresistible.
Irresistible.
Yeah, there's a lot of good IR words in English for sure. that is kind of giving that same kind of meaning.
Yeah.
Irreversible. Irreversible. Reverse. Reverse. Diverse. Universe. Perverse. And irreversible. So a reverse would be going backwards.
Yeah.
Or actually, it would just be going in the opposite direction. It doesn't necessarily mean backwards. But you can't undo it. It's irreversible. It's already done.
Yeah, that sounds like a fixed thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Very.
There's one funny word also here. Irenicon. Or irenicon. Irenicon. I wonder if this is an old word.
Ironical. Con.
Irenicon.
Ironicon.
Irenison.
Is that English?
Yeah. My dictionary is from the 60s.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I got an old dictionary here too that I just got. What is this one? Oh, this one. Oh, yeah, this one's 1971. Oh, no, 68. I got a dictionary from the same era. Irenicon.
61.
Oh, wait, are you sure that is that capital I?
No.
Because that's Iroquoian. Iroquoian is just the Indians. Iroquois.
Iroquois, but that's different.
Okay. Oh, irregardless. Irregular.
Here it says that it's a piece arrangement. It's irenicon also written. Less commonly irenicon. A statement that attempts to harmonize conflicting doctrines.
All right. It sounds like an iron. Maybe it has to do with iron, like a solid agreement.
Yeah.
Renicon. Contract. It's a contract in iron.
Yeah.
Ironclad contract. So if that were to be a root word, it would be something like an agreement. Yard. And probably have some kind of heart word. Yarna. Yarnacon. Yarnacon. I don't know. Yarn agree. Agree yarn. Yarn. Something like that. Well, the only other thing I got is I got a few names. Irving, but I don't think that's an I word. It's not Irving. Like Irving. Yeah, it's not an I word. Never mind. Or irritable.
There's a name called Irvin. Irvin.
Yeah, but it's and then irritant, irritate, irritable. Irritable is like you're on edge and you're annoyed very easily. Irritable. 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 Irrit.
This is also like irritable or irriterande or irritation. The same word also. The root word for this.
True. Yeah. That's true. Yeah,
but this again sounds like this is an
word.
IRA word, which has to do with the reflection powers.
Oh. What do you mean?
Because if you become irritated, that's a reflection. In reflection.
All right.
Okay.
Russian L.
Irrational.
Russian L. Russian. A ration. A ration.
I think this we could connect to the Finnish words, which has to do with ir.
Yeah, let's do IR in Finnish. I saw
because
a few,
like the only word we basically have in Finnish, which is an IR word, not the only, but the significant word has to do with irto or irti, which means like something that's loose, something that's released.
Yeah, off, unfastened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have many different words around this.
Which is interesting because it's another Iran word. Iran. Like Iran. But I also see this one to Irvaila.
Irvaila.
Yeah. Irvaila.
Irveillä.
And Ivalu. Irvesa.
Irvistä.
Irvesa. Irvikuva. Caricature.
But this is kind of when you poke at something or you make fun of something, you make an irvikuva of it. Or you irvailla.
It's like a to take off. That is interesting because it is kind of, it makes sense. That's kind of similar meaning. Yeah, it gives me it's kind of like saying 10 different ways to use irti.
Yeah.
Irti.
But like irto and irti. Because like irto is something that's loose and irti is something that you take loose, kind of.
Yeah, I see that here. It doesn't give me irto like directly, but then you see irto hieka, which is loose sand.
Yeah.
Irta kivi is like loose or broken rocks or pebbles.
Yeah.
And then irti, irti sanoa is to like dismiss someone. Oh no, wait, never mind.
Irti sanoa is when you kick out your employee.
Yeah, like to dismiss or give notice to fire someone.
Fire someone.
Fire, fear.
But this is to say, irti sanoa, you speak it out. I say to you, you're fired.
Yeah.
Then I don't know why in English it's used that you fire up people that you.
Yeah, true. That is kind of funny.
It's kind of ironic.
Yeah. Why do we say you're fired? Huh. It's a debated origin.
Of course.
It's a debated origin. So, oh my gosh, I can't stand woke GBT. It has to mention Donald Trump in here. Like, I asked the I literally, why do we say you're fired from a job? And it said, it's debated. And then one of them is Donald Trump.
Has he trademarked it also?
Industrial age. workers would have their tools burned or melted down to prevent them being used at another job, you're fired. So they literally melt the tools. Older times, when someone was dismissed, they would have their belongings set on fire, and it signal that they were no longer welcome or employed.
Nice. So you go and turn on fire the worker's house after you kick them out.
Yeah, and then another possible origin is American gangs and criminal underworld. That gangs or criminal underworld, someone who was expelled or punished might have their property or hideouts set on fire, literally.
Yeah, but that's not the etymology of things necessarily.
Yeah.
Or who knows,
So,
maybe it's a wild Western thing when you are crazy in your head
yeah.
about things. But
Yeah, we are pretty the wild west.
yeah.
All right.
Today.
Well,
there is one word which I would like to take up from the Swedish side.
Yeah.
And we can jump to next if you don't have more. Earbloss.
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 Ear, again, question what ear means, but bloss is a smoke or a torch or some kind of flare or light. I don't know what the ear here means.
Is that bloss?
Bloss, like B-L-O-S-S. I-double-R.
Blossom.
Blossom.
A blossoming flower. But
the word meaning is will o' the wisp.
Did you have an L in there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Earbloss.
Bloss. Earbloss. Say it again. What's it mean? Like, what's bloss?
Will o' the wisp.
Oh.
Because this will o' the wisp, they are said to be like flares.
Oh, yeah. Here it says smoke.
Yeah, that's another word. Yeah.
Blowtorch. Just told me blowtorch.
Like when you take a smoke from a cigarette and you blow it out, it's also like a bloss. Kind of.
Interesting. Ear bloss. Bloss would like a blast.
Yeah, that's
maybe like a blast
word.
or related to it. You know, it could be like related to a blast. Bloss. Blow. Yeah. To blow.
Oh, yeah. Bloss, yeah.
Blows. Yeah, blows.
Blows. Yeah.
Bloss. Yeah. Blåslampa.
Blåslampa.
Right?
Because like you said that these ear bloss, these will o' the wisps, they come in mirrors, rays from the mirror like flames.
Yeah.
So then this ear in the beginning, is it then an IR word or is it just missing something word?
Yeah, mirror. Mirror is a Speglar. Spegel. Yeah. Gel. Spectate. Spegel. Is mirror. Spegel. Oh, it'd probably be like Spegel, huh? Spegel.
Yeah.
Spegel.
Shell.
How do you say mirror?
Swamp.
A mirror.
Mirror.
Yeah, reflection.
Or
Mirror image.
spegel.
Spegel. Okay, thank you. You just letting me just say it all wrong a bunch of times in a row.
But it's also spegel is an interesting word because it has spel, which is game, and then you have ge in between, which is give. It gives you the game, the mirror.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking of like this SPE spe would be. It's also like yeah, speak. It's in speak, but I was thinking like spectate, to see. You know, like spectacle, spectate, and then yell or gel or gel is well, giving the logic literally.
Yeah.
It would be like literally broken down, but also a gel is also like a gel, like you put in your hair.
Yeah, gel in
you know,
general.
and that's actually how to make a mirror. Is you pour like a liquid. Yeah, you basically pour a liquid on a piece of glass, and then it dries, and it yeah. So it's kind of saying how it's made a little bit in this and big gel. Is gel translate the same way?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it translates the same way. It is gel. Gel is gel in spegel. Spegel.
And in Finnish, you just add the E in the end, geli.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how mirrors are made.
Okay.
Actually, quite easy. Whoa! I just watched this like ancient Egypt thing, and they were really adamant about how the stones were made to build the pyramids all around the world, and it was using this a large lens, and you just put it over a big vat of rock, and you can like a magnifying glass, and you focus the sunlight, but imagine using a big one on rock. It would literally melt rock.
Yeah.
And then you can just pour the rock, and to make that kind of lens is a gel. It's a gel.
Okay.
To make that kind of lens, right? Whereas if you're using the anatomical name, as we find in root, where it's talking about the gel of the man, is the logic of giving.
Yes.
Gay L. Because you have gay and L in gel.
Gel. Yeah. Gay and L.
Gay and L. And those, it's literally just meaning those letters. Like gay is G. It is G. Gay is G. It does mean give, but it is G. And L is EL. Ekins logic. EL.
Yeah, L.
And to think that using this idea of like a gel, I don't know. Anyway, it's kind of a tangent, but to make a glass, you need a glass pane, which is hot sand.
Yeah.
And then you melt hot sand with this lens. Boom. And then you can use silver or aluminum as a coating. Melt that, and you pour it onto that, and then and that's it.
Yeah.
That's how you make a mirror. Or obsidian. You can have a black mirror.
Yeah, if you have BlackRock.
Or a cell phone and turn it
Cell
off.
phone.
Our cell phones are the black mirror.
Yeah.
Or screens in general.
Yeah.
TVs. Yeah, I think it's like silicone dioxide or something like that. It's like something that's easily found, easily made to make your own lens.
Yeah, like all our these photovoltaic, these solar panels, the silicon dioxide is the big thing which they do the business with.
Yeah. So they make everything out of, basically, huh? Okay, off, loose. Irtu. Irti. All right.
Irrotetaanko?
Learning my Finnish first 4 letters of a word.
The root.
I don't know how to say any full words, but interesting.
Irto, irrottaa, irrotetaanko, irroititko, irroitetal.
I came across this page on Instagram, and I'm following this guy now, and I think it's a hoax or something. But at the same time, so okay, so basically this guy he has a very like I'm the new Jesus name, but it's this guy who seems to be able to move the wind with his energy and can do things. He can move the leaves, he can move the trees and things like that. And he just has, if it was just like a one-time video, I'd be like, oh, this guy's, full of it. But he has video after video after video of him doing things like airbending.
Yeah.
The airbender, and I don't know, there's something to it. And so I was like, I just asked my kids, the other day, and I was like, hey, do you have you ever, just to test to see if you have superpowers? And of course both of them have tried it before. Like my 6-year-old was like, yeah, I tried to like move something without using my hands, but it didn't work, or things like that. Like I don't know, it just seems like if it's built in naturally for us to think we do, so to try to see if we do, like maybe we used to be able to, maybe, and it is something we can tap into. I don't know if it just got me thinking, because I don't know, I'm like, I think everything on the internet's fake. I just dismiss completely everything. I'm like, oh, that's like that video is probably fake, the context behind it is probably fake, like whatever. But that just got me thinking. What do you think? Because
Well,
just
now when
talking
you
about the
say
Finnish
it,
language. Yeah, go ahead.
now when you say it, then it came also to think me that children at a very young age can see already these kind of fake movies on internet, and they want to play along. Because this let the force be with you, I have the force within it.
Right.
You can already see it in child TV.
True.
Like you don't have to be young, like old in not many years, and you already see some superpower TV stuff.
Yeah, but I don't know. If we had this much stronger connection with nature,
Yeah.
and
We can tap into the nature's powers. we should be
Right.
somewhat able. Yeah.
That you know, like even the archetype of being a superhero. I don't mean like we can go invisible or have just like control objects or something like that, but being able to influence the breeze.
Yeah.
Or influence the trees. Besides with, you know, digging and soil and fire and things like that. But I don't know. I can influence people with, I can influence another person with just look, you know, especially children. You know, I give them a look and they know not to do that anymore. You know, something like that.
Yeah.
But same thing in, you know, I can make someone laugh with a look or something like that, right? I'm not doing anything. I'm not. It's just you know, like what? Anyway, maybe it's possible.
It's kind of telepathic communication with you. We can just with eye contact.
Sure. Yeah. Or you know, or that feeling when you know, like you know, someone's behind you.
Mm.
Like if someone's standing really close behind you, you like know it before you sense it, in a way. Yeah.
Everything radiates.
Right. Now, or like, what about those experiments they do when people talk to their plants, right?
Yeah.
And science says, oh, it's because you're breathing oxygen onto them, or you're breathing carbon dioxide onto them more. That's the reason they grow better. The same thing if you just put a fan, it would be better, but maybe not. Also, you know, I don't know.
At least we are not connected to nature as we could be.
I'm just not willing to completely dismiss and say that's not possible.
No,
That's where I'm. Yeah, I'm not willing to say it's not possible to move the air without an action.
It's not without an action. It's without an
intention. Like an intention is an action.
Because we are not at least connected to nature as we can be. We don't understand nature's powers to the extent that we could.
Yeah, but I also joke around too. Like, watch, I'll tell someone, or you know, if I were to say, I'm going to. It's like if you're ordering something at a restaurant, I mean, like, look, by magic, I'm going to make food appear right in front of me, and you just wait, and then they drop it off. Boom, the food did appear in front of me, and I did nothing. So that would be like saying all of it's, you know, it just is what it is, and it's all.
Yeah, now is the question: what is real and what is irreal?
Right. Ice.
Is
that what we're on next?
Yes, yeah. We're going to is. I am, you are, we are, it is.
Well, you keep a cool head.
Yeah. I see your pants. I see your pants.
Ice cold is like you're cold-hearted. You're mean, you know. Yeah, but then if you keep a cool head, then you're being rational.
Yeah.
You're being a good temperature if you keep a cool head. But that's cool. That's not ice cold. Ice cold is like ice cold. That's as cold as you get. They say sub-zero. Sub-zero is 0 degrees Kelvin.
Yeah.
Oh, is that a
Fahrenheit?
that just named after somebody?
Because it's Kelvin, absolute zero is minus 273 something.
Yeah, it's just named after the guy. Physicist, British physicist Lord Kelvin. Oh, his real name was Lord William Thomson. Why does he get the new name Kelvin? What's that mean? Kelvin. Kel the Vin.
It's almost like cold.
Yeah, like call.
It's a cold wind.
Of the Veen.
Yeah.
Kelvin.
Cold wind.
Vinland. Kelvin. The Great Veen. The Great. Call in the wine.
Yes, he is.
But east. Atlantis.
Atlantis.
Yes.
Atlantis.
This is that's the IS word of the. So when you said that there would have been ice in paradise on top of mountains still.
That's
and things like that. So ice isn't like a new concept because of the tilt. It's already an existing concept, and doesn't mean cold doesn't exist.
And also ice, when you mirror it, becomes sea. So you see ice, see.
And it's yes in Spanish.
See. And then in Finnish, it has to do with siittäjä, which is the breeder.
Well, when it's not ice, it's the sea.
Yeah, that also, yeah.
Water.
Yeah. They are opposites. Ice and sea.
East. Clitor east. Clitor east. What else does east mean besides ice? Does it have another meaning? It must. I mean, you got Israel.
Yeah, but like in the basic is in the sun. We had ir in the ra. Now we have I in the sun. So in the sun, ra el. So
in the soul.
In the soul, ra el.
In the solen.
Yeah. So is in the sun. Because in the sun has to do with the siittäjä to be the breeder. So in the sun, you are Ra, and here Ra has to do with the king probably because we have the oak law.
Yeah, there's this because I mean, it's also got to be. I think that's like the nature word, but it's got to be S is just belonging to. Also, right?
Yeah.
Like what about in clitoris?
Clitoris.
It's belonging to the E.
Yeah. Yeah, clitoris, yeah.
Because it doesn't mean S, or it doesn't mean ice.
Yeah, so actually, it can also be belonging
to. It's like I apostrophe S. Eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, it can also be like is eyes ra l. Like the eyes ra law.
It's like ease. The poles. The poles ra l.
Because then we have also Islam or Islam.
Lam.
Yeah.
Lam's E.
Yeah.
The lamb.
Lamb.
The sheep.
Yeah.
The bock.
The buck.
No.
There is similar
Maybe.
tones to them, but
The lam. The lamb. Lamisk. The lam. The lam.
well, they are the third religion of this, which belong to the same group of religions. So
which came latest also.
yeah.
Yeah. Also, it doesn't lame. Like the word lame is lam. Lame.
Yeah.
Be lame or crippled or paralyzed is lam. And that's kind of what the ice does. And I do remember, at least I would just be repeating what I heard here, but I've heard Michelle say Is is ice for Israel.
Yeah, it can probably have multiple meaning.
Yeah.
Like we just also with Islam, in some cases it can also be pronounced Islam, and then it becomes Lemminkäinen.
Mm.
And the same with the Ra in the Israel, it also has to do with the powers of saga.
I also saw an interesting one. I don't mean to change the word so quick here, but I am. The Easter, which is like lard, like fat, like animal fat, animal lard.
Yeah.
Easter. Did I say it right? Easter.
Which language?
Easter book. Pot-bellied. No? Am I saying it wrong?
I don't know. Maybe.
Lard. How do you say lard?
Lard.
Saying it wrong? Yeah, lard. Like animal lard.
Yeah, yeah.
Like grease.
Easter. But I use maybe the word the more spec, but Easter.
Yes.
Glister.
So in that word, Easter, which is taker, the taker in the ice. So I see this word as an ice word, but why is it Easter? Is because in these conditions, when you're in a frozen climate, animal fats become like the main staple of your diet. So whether it's the fish or things like that, but the lard becomes very important because you need to put on a lot of fat. A lot of fat really sustains your energy throughout long, cold times. It's like the because you don't want a bunch of carbohydrates and sugar, and they're not even available in the cold climates.
Yes, they are. We have wheat. We have the grains.
Yeah, but they're more complex carbs, whereas your more simple sugar, like your simple sugars from like say like fruits and vegetables. So you're getting it from roots and grains, right? Yeah. So these are things that but fats is like what you get your milk and butter and things like that from too. So and that's animal fats, like bear fat is a lot of lard, and it's like, you can eat different animals, but you would only do that in the ice is what I'm saying. That's the only time you would be taking it, taking.
Yeah.
Or tearing it from its
Yeah, it's more like ice thing. In Finnish, it's also the official like silava, lava, or then it's also C is begins with, just the opposite way. But there I also use more the word ihra. But they're
I feel like
not
we talked about something similar, like did we talk about, I think we talked about it when we did IC? No. IC? I don't remember, but we were talking about like iceberg lettuce.
Yeah.
Was that, we were talking
That's
about
ice.
that, right?
That's ice.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that was like a weird, yeah, so you got Isande, Belle Lagd, Isberg, Big, Isberg salad. That's what it is. Iceberg lettuce.
Yeah.
Isbit, bit of ice. Isbjorn, Oh, hold on. I got this. Isbjörn. Polar bear. Did I say it right? Isbjörn. Bear.
Or
The first one.
Isbjörn.
Björn.
Björn, yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know what else to say about these IS words en route. Should we go on to?
There is also to isär is when you take something apart.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Apart, isär. But this is again an E word, not an ES word.
Oh, interesting.
Because the sär is
So
when you.
Yeah, what's sad? Sad. What is that?
I don't know if it has word by itself.
Yeah, Sara, which is separate.
Because it's skära, but isär. Yeah, it's actually, it's a skära word, isär. Like when you have the letter C, which is the skära.
Yeah, it'd be to divide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the divide word. Take it apart.
That's a C word.
Yeah.
So that would be an say word.
Yeah.
Interesting. So it doesn't even count. But say.
In this way.
Ishad.
And then we have isolate, isolera.
Yeah, isolate. Isol.
Era. There's actually interesting. Isol era. Like a in the sun era. Is when you isolate. When you're isolated.
Yeah.
So in a sun era is 50 million years in this context.
Yeah. Well, even a era would be 50 years of a rock.
Yeah, depends on how we define an era.
Because 27 to 77.
Yeah.
Then it becomes Uko.
Yeah, that's an era also.
Yeah, and that's 50.
Yeah.
27 to 57 or 77.
Yeah, roughly. Yeah.
And then 50 million years is another 50.
Yeah. So then a sun year or a sun becomes a million years times an era, which is then 50.
What's the word for million?
Miljoen.
Oh yeah, million.
But Joon is again the ion, the 10,000 years. Miljoen. You have a million Joons, ions.
Yun. That's right. Million. Clap back. Flashback. Yeah. All right.
Issue is also one thing which comes issuable, issuance.
Oh yeah, that's in English. What about? Should we do English next or Finnish?
I don't know. We can jump. We're a little bit jumping already.
Yeah. True. Well, we got ISIS.
ISIS.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much ice.
That's yeah. Well, that being the Egyptian god of fertility. Ease. And it is interesting when you say Isis.
Yeah, it's different.
It's a different sound.
Yeah.
Isis. Sus. Isus. Jesus. Isus. Jesus. Isus. Zeus. Zeus. Isis. And they say that's, or like, Larco Nongo Longo Narco Longo. Oh, I did say it right. Mississippi. Mississippi.
Yeah.
Mississippi. Isis.
Yeah, there's a lot of Isis in it.
Yeah, and Jesus.
Susi. Isus, Susi.
Is what is.
What
is. What is what? If what is what? It is. Yeah, Ishtar.
Yeah.
Ishtar, which is the Babylonian goddess of love and fertility. Isis, Ishtar, same one.
Yeah.
Isaac.
Yeah.
Isaac.
Yeah.
Isaac. It's usually with two A's, which is interesting. Isaac.
Some refer when it's translated into saga that these characters have to do with Isaac.
So we got Ishtar, right? Isis, and then you have Ishmael, Israel, no, Ishmael, right? And Ishmael is the son of Abraham, and he and his mother were made outcasts. Ishmael, Islam, Israel, Ishtar, Ishmael,
Also, Abraham before became Abraham, he was Ibram.
Ibram. Yeah, Brahman.
Brahman. But there's a lot of I people again, which kind of interesting
Yeah.
relations.
So like, but see, this isn't the same as Isaiah, because I say, yeah, it's a different syllable. Isaiah. Isaiah. And then you
I
have,
think we write in either Swedish or Finnish, we write Isaiah, like with an IS. No, we write Yesaya.
yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
But also Isis is also an I, and it's separate. So, but Ishtar and Ishmael and Israel are all IS words.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because also like in saga context, when we have the grave of Jesus or the grave of the wolf, at the Odens
yeah.
There we have the Susi when it's turned around, it becomes the Isus.
Yeah.
And then you have like old ways of writing Jesus in the Roman. When you take away the G, it becomes also Isus.
Yes.
Or Jesus.
Yeah.
There is also then
their,
in that sense there is also ES in it also.
Yeah, that was one of the word plays in the Bock Saga, a true word play. Is we call a lot of the word play, like what we're doing right now isn't really so much word play, like studying into the sound system, but there was some word play in the saga, and that was one of them where it was like this island was like so importantly called this that the name had to change once it was basically conquered.
Yeah.
And so they used the Finnish word for wolf, but backwards it was Jesus, so they can say, "Oh, we named it Jesus Island."
Yeah.
So it's cool, and to kind of just give it a new name.
Yeah.
And I thought that was like a word play that kind of made sense, that why it would get that name.
Yeah. And there is a double word play there because the Jesus becomes the Isus, which is the Susi, and the Susi, the wolf, becomes the body, and the body, when you mirror it, becomes the grave, and a grave is a grave. So it's Isus' grave.
Wow.
When you hide away the most important island of the world, according to Bock Saga.
Whoa, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one.
And at the same time, you change it from being Oden's, the Sun's Island, you change it to the Wolf Island. And the Sun's Island, you change it to the Black Island.
Right.
So everything sunny turned black.
Wow.
And wolfy.
Yeah, because wolves aren't really like symbolized like an eagle or anything. Generally, they're
except
more
for the old wolf, the ulv. The ulv has the old meaning of the Fenris ulven, which is again referring to phoenix birds and these kind of things. So there you have ulv, but that's again different symbols.
Yeah, wolf, 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 wolf.
Ulv and wolf is derivatives.
Yeah, wolf.
And in Rome, you have Romulus and Remus who suck the milk from the wolf. The beginning story of Rome has to do with the wolf.
Different symbology in different cultures. You got Fenrir.
Fenrir.
Yeah, Fenrir. It's an IR, actually. Fenrir. The Norse mythological giant wolf.
Yeah.
Son of the trickster god Loki. Fenrir. Rear. He's
Fenrir.
rear. Like rear child. Prophesies to bring great destruction during Ragnarok. He symbolizes chaos, destruction, and inevitability of fate. Dun, dun, dun. And then there's
Sounds like Ragnarok number 3.
There's Skull and Hati. The wolves in Norse mythology, they chase the sun and the moon across the sky. The pursuit is the passage of time and cycles of nature, destined to catch and devour their prey, signifying the end of cosmic order. Yeah, see, that the wolves are kind of an interesting symbol. That's my favorite animal in the whole world. Is the African dogs. African wild dogs. African wild dogs. Huh?
The hyenas.
No.
No.
No, African wild dogs.
Yeah, these are hyenas.
No.
Okay, no, almost.
No. What hyenas are not well, you could say they do look similar, but these ones are they're super cool when they hunt, and they all like work together as a pack. And yeah. But hyenas are very different.
Yeah.
They do look similar. That's kind of weird.
The hyenas are much larger.
Yeah, hyenas are more related to a mongoose.
Yeah.
Moon goose.
So the wild dog is like a chihuahua, and the hyena is the Doberman.
Something like that. But hyenas are not canines.
Okay.
But dogs, the African wild dogs are canines.
Okay.
That's why when you said hyena, I was like, no, because hyenas aren't dogs.
Okay.
They do look similar, but you look up a mongoose, that's what hyenas are more closely related to than a dog. Mongoose are
so
like
they are the cat animal family. Yeah.
they're the mongoose are very they eat snakes.
Nice.
Yeah.
But these are the Feliformia, cat-like carnivores.
Interesting. Yeah. That's weird that a hyena is more like a cat than a dog.
Yeah. But they also do the howling. Oh.
A mongoose is a funny name.
Okay.
Moon goose.
Mongoose.
Moon goose.
Yeah.
I wonder what mongoose are called. Mongoose in 10 languages. They're all the same. Even Chinese is Meng. Meng. Japanese, mangusu.
Mangusu.
Arabic, annams. Mongoose, mangosta, manguste, mungo, mangusta. More names. More
Mungo.
languages. Hindi. There we go. Hindi is the only one that's different. It's Nevla. Here's a Fengfun. Fengfun. Yeah.
Mangos.
Fungo. In Swahili. Mangoseo. Korean. Mongoseo.
Has to be some old animal then.
Interesting. Even Greek. Mungosta. Mungosta. What a weird name. What about goose?
That changes more.
Better. This is starting to not make any sense at all. Yeah. All right. Well. Ganso. Oi. Guns. Oka. Ganso. Goose. Gacho. In Chinese, a goose is a.
Hmm?
In Chinese, goose is a.
Eh. Really?
Yeah.
You know what's funny also?
Uh,
Hungry. Right? Hungry
Hungry.
for Chinese.
yeah.
Hungry.
Hungry.
Yeah.
That's what it. Oh, the same word.
Hungry is also
Yeah. See, they're or is Chinese? Honestly.
like you say, I am hungry. Wash it.
Oh, it's not here.
There is several words for it. But
Oh, I'm putting in. Oh my gosh, I had the wrong language. Oh yeah. Yeah. See, so the accent on hungry is in one direction where it's coming down. So it'd be eh, and then goose would be eh, like it'd be going up.
Yeah.
And then they also have the sound that's just eh, which is just the e. And then they have the u sound, which means or like it's like a v.
Yeah.
It's like both accent marks, and it'd be eh.
Yeah.
Eh.
Eh.
So it's coming down and back up. And so they could take the same sound and have 4 different ways to use it, which is interesting. That like, what's the connection between goose and hungry? I mean, I'll take a wild guess. A wild goose.
It has to be a good meal.
A wild goose, a wild guess. Are we way off base now?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Well, we also have all of our isms in English. All of our isms. You know, which is all of our theories and doctrines and systems.
Yeah.
Isms. Systems. Isms. So, patriotism, Americanism, indoctrinationism. No, that's not but fascism.
Alvar is
Liberalism.
serious.
What's that?
Alvar is serious. So Syrianism, Alvarism, if you play with it.
Yeah. It's an ism.
Yeah.
Mone or mouth? Probably moon.
Ism. Feudalism. Humanism.
M. M is M. Is M. Ism. Ism. Maybe most of these things are just ideas. That's what it makes it an idea, like something that's not. There's no physical ism.
No,
Schism.
there are ideologies. Yeah.
Yeah. So a schism is another ism. Is. And of course, we have island, which is not an IS word at all.
Yeah. But it's interesting still that it's like Island.
Yeah.
But that's maybe because it's Island. It's like an
Yeah.
It becomes
which represents the eyes.
Yeah.
The O with the 2 dots is island.
Yeah.
And represents the eyes, island. So it literally is island. And it's probably because it's like a shape of the shape of eyes generally or something. I don't know. When you look into someone's eyes.
Yeah, because it's island. It's an island.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's where you land.
On an
when you look at someone, when you're communicating with someone, you look into their eyes.
Yeah.
And then you like read people, you know. I land
on you.
Because not everything's a land. Like in Altlandis, you know, we're saying like these are the lands.
Yeah, but then it's a different order. It's land is.
I'm sorry. What I'm saying is like you have the ma.
Yeah.
Right.
We also can mean there are many different things.
Yeah. But maybe that's why we have so many different words for land and ground, and there's different distinctions between these things. But you also lay your eyes upon things.
Yeah.
And we use the same terminology when we're talking about looking at things. Like the moment my eyes landed on her, you know, I knew. right. Something like that.
I'm in trouble now.
Yeah. You know, so but yeah, so like land must have been this anatomy meaning first, I would think. Using it to apply to land. To like landing on places. Something like that. Oh, I think my thought fizzled out a few sentences ago. I was like onto something, and it just kind of fizzled away. But that's what happens. The brain, my thoughts go way quicker than I can say things. So sometimes my thoughts are like boom, and then I'm like and I forgot.
But we have also the same category ISO.
Yeah, an island, an isle. We call it an isle. Isle. Denial.
Because then you have the small L, isle.
Yeah.
Island, isle.
Nile.
Yeah, then we're again another word.
Well, you also can be a nihilistic.
Nihilistic, yeah. That you can be. Isn't.
Isle, islet, islet. Yeah, all of these, the S isn't in there. It's just in the spelling. We do have this idea of isolate is expanded into quite a few more words in English. So we use it to mean like very focused. So we have isotopes. We have isotropic. Isosceles triangle is an interesting one. Isometric and yeah. So like let's see. Isotope is any two or more forms of an element having the same atomic number but different atomic weights.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay, and then isotropic, having physical properties such as conductivity, elasticity, that are the same regardless of the direction of measurement. Interesting. So that's it's basically like an interesting word, tropic, isotropic, isotropic, isotropic.
Here it says that in these scientific terms, the iso term is similar as lik or lika, which is then something that's like or similar. So in this sense, an isobar would be,
yeah, I think it's like as one.
Yeah. Alike or as
isolated.
One.
Yeah, so that's why I was saying they're related to isolate, because they're found only as this iso, and then you get the rest of the word. So isometric, isolease, isosceles. Of an isosceles triangle is where two of the sides are equal length.
Yeah, alike.
Mm-hmm.
But this is again interesting on the Finnish side because iso means big.
Right. Yes, I actually knew that one.
Wow.
In the back of my brain somewhere in a dusty box that I don't know what room is in. Well, I did know that. I do recall that one when you said it. Yes, I was I knew there was something in Finnish here. I'm in the wrong. Yeah,
because
iso.
it jumps away from this similar meaning iso to something completely different then again.
Which is okay, wait. With IR, like irreversible, and then in Finnish it was to take off, or to like remove, or to what's the other one, like loose, to loosen, to be loose. Yeah, so to loosen, to take off, or to remove, or to whatever. And then from here, did we really, it's like I think the closest one was Ira, which is to kind of wander.
That was a better
go off
base.
course. Yeah, those aren't the same, but they're familiar. They're like in the same family of, I don't know, ideas, right? And then ice, east. Ice is also like, water is a universal measurement of our realm, right? We measure our degrees. We only call something hot or cold based on what water does, kind of thing,
Yeah.
right? Like, if it's freezing cold, it's because it's freezing cold to water. But like, say iron is already frozen solid because it's at the temperature it's at. So hot and cold is not really a real measurement. It's just temperature, right?
Yeah, it's definitely on the subject. So.
Ice is like our connection to how hot or cold something is. You know, like so when you're isolated, also, dang, I was on to it fizzled out again. Dang it! I was so close to something good there. Okay, and so in Finnish, big. What else?
Yeah.
Isu. Yeah, large. Isku.
Isku is an hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isku.
Also, like when you can isku, like when you hit with the hammer. Similar cases, but then you can also have a isku lause, where a lause is a phrase that you try to hit on somebody.
There
is
like hit on a girl.
Yeah, for example.
Like pickup line.
Yeah, a pickup line is a isku lause.
Okay, because I also see iskelmä.
Yeah.
Which is
that's again a music type more often.
Yeah, so it's like a hit pop song, like a hit song.
Yeah, like a popular
like that song was a hit.
Yeah.
Or like popular pop. That's what pop means too. You pop something.
Yeah.
Kind of like hit. So pop music.
Yeah.
Song.
I hate pop.
Yeah, so it's hit, big, and then grandfather.
Yeah, then it's just iso something. Iso isä.
Yeah.
Iso äiti. Iso isä.
Okay, and then we also have istua.
Yeah. Istua is the verb of sitting.
Istua.
Istu is when I tell you to sit. But then istua, istahtaa, istuin.
Isä.
Istuin is kind of also interesting because istuin is a seat. So istu is to sit and then in. Istuin.
To put
so
the
like
seed in. Yeah. Yeah, I see istuta.
Istuttaa. That's then to plant something.
Yeah. So the father, Isa. Okay. Say this in Finnish. Okay, say this sentence. The father is sitting with the grandfather, planting big big seeds While seated.
Kyllä se. Isoisä istuttaa isoja siemeniä istuessa. Mikä se on?
Ooh,
That's a lot of
that's fun.
isän.
On Father's Day.
Isänpäivänä.
Oh, we also have Master Isanta.
Isäntä.
Isanta. Santa. Santa. Santa.
Isäntä.
The master.
That's actually
No wonder.
interesting because the ukko is kind of the isäntä. He is the
Yes.
man of the house.
Yeah.
Isäntä.
Yeah. We got father, ukko, seated, seating, the Santa, and big. Like this is a complete description
Yeah.
of this has got to be the S belonging to the E, the great E.
Yeah.
Uden Z
Is
belonging to Uden's E. Or yeah, the E the E belonging to Uden is big.
that's
And then
it.
I wonder how we can, and even like the Isa, his
Yeah.
dad or father, is literally, it's like having that agriculture, agriculture, agriculture. This is still kind of like making sense in sound system, but the East isn't ice, it's ease, like I apostrophe S,
Yeah.
belonging to E, the E. Yeah.
Because also like the father, like maybe the more formal way is to say isä, but you can also say isi, which people understand to be the father also.
Yeah. Isi.
So isi, isä, and iso. And iso is then the iso isä, and the iso is the iso, it is the Uden when we translate English into it.
Yeah.
Iso.
Placenta. Istuka.
Istukka.
Yeah.
That's also
It's placenta.
interesting, istukka. Because that goes also to child making.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it has to do with sitting also.
Then placenta. Placenta. Place. I have a random
Place.
one that
Placenta is place. Yeah.
I have a random one that I've been thinking about is ents. Ents. This almost might be a Michelle one, but I think maybe we can get it. So in parents, or ents is also like cadence, but it's also like it's ENCE, ANCE, ENTS. Ents, 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 ents. These are all said the same way in English, and we have so many words that end in all of those things. But ENTS is very is acknowledgements, discouragements. We have this ents, 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 and we have ants, ants, ants all over the language. And I wonder what it means. like what it's doing. Ignorance, pleasance, utterance, guidance,
Silence, science, license.
parents, agents, sense, senses, but you know, also I know, like in, I don't know if this is like Lord of the Rings or something, but I remember Ents, E-N-T. Ents are like a creature of like that are, I think it is in Tolkien, but an Ent is like a tree that moves.
Living trees, yeah.
A living tree. Which is interesting because it's like, but is it just in Tolkien, or is that like something in real mythology?
Oh,
But I mean, it is interesting thinking about that as a tree, because now we're talking about the family tree. So a pair of Ents, entity, an entity, ent.
The enter is in Tolkien's things.
Tall ent, talent. What talents do you have? What parents do you have? What is your appearance?
Iso.
Well,
Mitä isä?
I'll continue to think about it.
Hyvä. Istu ja ajattele, yeah.
Okay. Are we anything else on IS?
I think we are quite on the issue of being issueless.
Yeah, issue. Is issue. Huh. What's issue? Ishmael? Issue?
But it's shoe.
Is this my shoe?
Issue.
Ooh, issue. Yeah. I'm sure they cause a lot of problems. No, I'm just kidding. The sisters are always arguing.
Yeah. But they're issuing the stories.
Oh yeah, issue is more like apply.
Yeah.
An issue isn't so much a disagreement as it is now.
It depends on how we look at it, because like you can have an issue where you're issuing your good magazine, or then you can have an issue which is bothering you.
Yeah. And you can get, if you have a subscription, you're getting your monthly issues.
Yeah. And here it said that if your issue is you are without children. You have nobody to issue your things anymore.
True. That's a good, yeah. Problem. Problem.
Yeah.
Lemminkainen.
Yeah.
Probe the lem.
It's pro, like for the body of Lemminkainen.
Without the B. Probe.
To
probe. Stick in.
Yeah. The probe, the lem, the problem.
Yeah. Yeah, this is what does the probing. So if you're probing the prober, that's a problem. It's not an entrance.
Yeah. The probe, yeah. To probe the probe.
Anything probing your limb is a problem.
Yeah.
And that is who is subscribing to the issue.
That's good.
All right.
One more. Little bit of Italian. It's Italian.
Okay, maybe we can start and then I don't think you think we can get through IT. I have my brain's kind of getting I might need a refill.
I have one word in English, 6 words in Finnish, and 13 words in English.
There's a lot of eat.
So should we roll on?
Eat all. Yen.
Yeah,
alien?
eat all e.
Eat alien. You eating aliens today?
You eat all
eating
Italian
food
aliens
today? Yeah. Love a good eat alien food.
Eat alien food.
Eat alien.
Eat all
Italian. Into. Into. Break into two.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think we can get
That's
to everything here.
English, itu.
Itu. Yeah, into.
Into.
Yeah, so we still like you can if you separate the word in two.
Yeah.
Or put it together as one word, both are correct.
Yeah.
In English. Are you going into?
Yeah.
But itu is into.
Yeah.
Like into pieces.
Yeah.
In TWO. Whereas in English it's into, like go into. So just E basically, or een. Eat alien. But it would be eat. Eat.
Yeah.
Just eat.
They like to eat, they like to speak about their eating.
Yeah. What you got? We got some Finnish.
We can take some Finnish here. Oof. Continuing with eating is itu. Because just we have itu, now we have the same writing, but itu. And itu is the sprout. When you sprout seed and you make these small eatables, that's the itu.
Interesting. So that went from isu to itu.
Iso, itu.
No, not iso. Sorry, I need to find my place again. To plant.
Istuttaa. You take the sun away, istu, and then it becomes itu.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you add to the sprout an S, then it becomes a seed.
Yeah.
But here is also interesting words because then the process when it sprouts, it's germinate, itä.
Yeah.
So itu, itä. And then again, itä is east.
Mhm.
So itä, idässä. So the seeds permeates in the east.
Wow.
Becomes like mixture of sounds.
So eat it's sprout in the east. Is that what you said? Wait, what'd you
Itä
say?
and itä.
Yeah.
Itä, east, itä, germinate. Itu, the sprout. And then also the similar words, itie, which is the spore.
Right. Okay, that's what I'm seeing here. Ita, which is east.
Yeah.
Of Helsinki. More specifically. And
yeah,
east
that's
of
the
Hel.
East Helsinki, the itä.
And then the sun. It's interesting because you also have itku.
Yeah.
Which is crying, weeping, wailing, bawling, sobbing.
Yeah. Itku
and
is the cry. To itkeä is to cry. So itku, itkeä. The ending changes the meaning.
Yeah, it just says the difference between cry, itkea, and crying, itku.
Yeah.
And eat, kea, ku, moon, eat, ku.
Eat the moon is when you cry.
Yeah. And eat se.
Yeah, it says the self.
Is the self.
Yeah.
Say. Not ser. You say. Say.
Here we have also with itse, you have many like different, very much different words which you can combine it with. Like you have itse kehu, and then you're like praising yourself, or itse arvostus, you're respecting yourself. And itse hallinto is when you say that some place governs itself. Like you can use itse to define, you can use it in English also to define self things. It's
Eat alien. So yeah, the eat is found in a lot of root words, but not as the beginning word. And that Eeyore would say that is meaning eat. So like meal eat airy.
Yeah.
Or meal eater.
Yeah. But what does this have to do with intour?
Itur. Intour. Tour in.
Yeah. Because itse has to do maybe with itse, that like it, like you self deal with your tour.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have, there's, because it's in root, it's not really an IT word. So it would be, I don't know if it's like giving context to a different consonant. Like militer. Military. Military. What other
Because it's in opposite direction, the it becomes ti, and we can use ti as to. I go to, jag går till. You will write it in Swedish till, but you can pronounce only ti.
So I hear it in never mind. What were you gonna say?
I was pointing, maybe that has to do that you eat, that you go to it.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow. Eat.
Because it's also te, and it's the take.
Yeah.
So for eat to have the letter for take and in, take in.
Take in.
To eat. Take in. Eat. Take in.
Yeah, we should have ita. Ita.
To take in. Te, e.
Because inta is a word at least, which means intake. But it jumps to other language.
Because it's in some English words, for example, like site or like city, site is site, but you also have a site like a location.
Yeah.
Or you can also cite like language.
Points. Yeah.
So kind of to repeat. Yeah.
But you can also eat your words.
Yeah.
In a way.
Item. Yeah. Eat your words. Yeah. Bite, beat, bite. That's what a bite is, right? If you have like a whole fruit and you take a bite out of it, you took a piece. A bite, which is a bit.
Yeah, which is a beat.
A beat. Yeah. Like a small bit.
Yeah.
Beat. So that would be a very human reason why we call a bit a bit.
Yeah.
Why
a bite is a bit.
What about shit?
Shit. Oh no.
Because if you take that sh, you gotta eat sheet a seat. It does another. It's almost like sight, shite.
Yeah.
Shit. Sheep.
I notice here also now in this Finnish when we say itse, in English we have itself.
Itself
and itse.
Yeah.
They're basically you just add the elf or the elf.
Yeah.
To itse, and you have the itself, which is the self.
I always think this elf one though is interesting because you think of elf with the ears, and it's an interesting stereotype because 11 elf.
Yeah.
Is 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's even called elva.
Right.
In root, which is the same as number 11.
11. Elf. Yeah. 11. Aleph. Aleph. Aleph is A in Oster in Hebrew.
Yes.
Which is 1.
Yeah.
So 11. Two ones. Just saying.
Sure. 11. Does our it and its has anything to do with it? It is.
Itse, ite. Okay. Help.
Iterate.
Reiterate. Reiterate. Iterate. 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 Two ways to say eat. Iterate. To reiterate is to kind of like say it again.
Yeah.
So to iterate it the first time is to explain it the first time. Iterate. Iterate.
Good.
They'll say.
So, should we still continue with our iterancy?
No, maybe we can end.
Yeah. Go and iterancy somewhere else. Iterant.
Yeah, honestly, there's not really many more letters actually.
No.
Not much more sound combinations to go over. I think we did a pretty dang good job on E. I don't have anything for.
There comes a little bit for the rest, but let's take that's another chapter.
Okay. Yeah.
Like we have some root words basically, and somewhere where there comes a little bit in between, which is reasonable to mark out.
Hiver, ivri, ivad, and iogondan falande. I went for it, but iogondan falande. Conspicuous. But okay. Probably more Finnish words to go over on those ones, huh? Those combinations.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. Good for the day.
Yeah. Nice chatting with you.
Thank you too.
Until next time.
Until next
And
time.
so be all next time. We have one more after this for E, and we'll have completed our first letter in record time.
Yes. Unexpected.
Maybe like 20 hours.
Roughly.
Yeah. You think it
Yeah,
was 20 hours? How much time have we spent on this? So in the future, when this is listened to, it's yesterday we released the first one of E.
Yeah.
And tomorrow we'll be recording the last one.
Yeah, interesting thinking. So Igor and Imoron and Idag.
And I wanted to re-listen to this to see how the best way to move forward on recording for for Osser.
Sure.
So yeah. I wonder if people have idea, like what ideas we have to also include like other stuff within, because the last time, like I think a couple recordings ago, there was also a lot of like other topics we bring in, going over all the words, and it makes it a lot more fun to kind of not be so focused on just the word.
Yeah.
General ideas behind all of these different things that, talking about Iroquois. right? Like, you know, dig into Iroquois and blah blah about that a little bit. You know, see what happens. You know,
it belongs to the topic.
yeah.
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 Circles around brings things.
Yeah. Yeah. A discussion.
Yeah.
Or a circus. Discuss. Circus. The same thing.
Yeah.
It's the accuse, the discussion.
Accuse.
Yeah. Accuse. Something to do with the moon, I guess.
Acoustic.
Or
With,
a coup.
yeah.
This coup. So this is where we're all coming. Where in a ring discussion, all the ideas are coming to the center and making logic out of it. So that, and if you look at the wheel, the Q is pointing to the L.
Yeah.
So when you're in a discussion,
Yeah.
that's what's happening. Is you're getting together and making the quadrat. You're making the mathematics. You're having the discussion. You're creating the logic, the questions.
Yeah.
Questions. The Q is pointing to the answer, which is what makes the logic.
Oh. I didn't think of this cause has this co in it also.
Yeah. Discussion. Circus. Because that, well, a discussion would probably happen first. It's an Uden thing. It's a ring thing, right? And then
It's a disk thing, but then it goes to a core thing, and then it comes a session out of it.
discussion.
Discussion.
Discussion. No. Yeah, discussion.
Discuss.
Percussion. Concussion. Now I get a concussion.
It's also interesting because it's Finnish discussion is keskustelu, and keskus is the center, and tella is when you do something.
Yeah. Basically what I already just said.
Yeah, I know, but from another language.
Wow. Yeah. That's the idea.
Because you have keskustella and keskustelu. You can tell a lot of with keskus.
Yeah. That's kind of the idea of a kella. But the kella is from within. So a discussion would be everyone's kella going to the middle.
Yeah.
Like a spoke.
Yeah.
Oh, a spoke of a wheel.
A what?
A spoke.
Spoke?
A bicycle. Has its spokes?
The pine? Is it spokes?
Hold on. Talade.
That's to speak.
A spoke is on a bicycle.
Ekar.
So wait,
it's
what?
An oak thing. It's it's ekar, like, or ekpinne. A pinne is like a stick. It's an oak pin.
Yeah.
Like they're oaks.
But it's interesting, in English it's spoke.
Spoke.
Yeah, it's spoke, like I spoke, but it's also a spoke on a wheel. And the spokes go to the center.
Yeah. And that's where the keskus tell you happens.
And so when we're discussing and we've spoken, it's all comes to the central location, because you don't just have one spoke, you have all of the spokes coming in, making the into the center of the cue, the discussion. Spoken. It's spoken.
By the oak.
Yeah, and I was listening to I listen to a lot of like podcasts on like culture, like on the American culture and politics and things like that. And they were talking about, and someone made like an interesting point on a show recently that was about how like cultures that had writing. So is that writing, they started posting things, and it made me think. I'm watching Harry Potter with my kids, right? And we're on like the sixth movie where the professor Dumbledore is thrown out and of the school, and this lady, I forget her name, but she basically is like a horrible person, and she keeps putting up new notices, like all these new rules that she's putting in, and so like this whole big wall is filled with all of these new rules, and it's because you don't have to put rules up when everyone's following them, because everyone already has an understanding of how to behave and act and things like that. So you don't need to start putting up all of this black ink on white paper.
Yeah.
Right. And so societies that weren't doing that already had a spoken understanding with each other. Whereas when these societies start having new ideas and disagreements and things are kind of falling apart, like I shouldn't have to make a law against like I don't need to announce that like, hey guys, shitting on the sidewalk is illegal, so don't do that. Like I don't need to tell people that like shitting on the floor instead of the toilet. Like I don't need to put that rule up. But in a society gets to the point where they have to start saying like, hey, this is against the rules. It's because people are doing it. And so they have to post it and announce it and start adding the writing into, and this you're not writing things down that one has an understanding of. And I thought that was a really interesting point, right? Because now we're using the writings of these ancient cultures as true history.
Yeah.
When that was not agreed upon, which is why they are writing it in the first place. Right? And like,
interesting dilemma.
What things were. And so you're changing things with that intention, with the intention to change things. Be like, hey, just to remind everybody, like, this is what we agree upon now. Yeah. Right? We all agree we're not going to shit on the floors. Okay. Well, I'm going to announce it since not everyone gets it, because people keep shitting on the floor.
Yeah.
Right. But it's actually more, that example is probably a poor example, because it's more like the other way around, where nobody's doing this because what you're posting is the wrong thing. Hey guys, we're all going to start shitting on the floor now. Like I see some of you are not shitting on the floor. We're going to go ahead and need you, to understand that we all agreed that shitting on the floor is okay. But it's almost like more like that kind of twist in history and writing and things like that. And obviously there was no discussion. There's no Uden thing about it. It's there's no. It's a decree. It's a decree. It's a new law, an unnatural law. But
yeah, it's like the unwritten rules are interesting rules in a way, even if like,
yeah, because once they became a written rule for a reason, because like that's how new laws are created. Or like, whoa, we haven't had this kind of situation before. Let's figure out what the right resolution to it is in court. And now we have which is a game, right? A court is a game. right? You play games on a court, basketball court, soccer, well, not soccer court, but right? And so in the court, we're playing with all these ideas, right? And then we kind of figure out, oh, okay, so we're going to make a law against this. Now, I'm not saying what I believe in. I'm just, that's kind of how these words are played with, and that's why we have a whole different language for, legal. It's like legal talk. They call it legalese, like Chinese, Japanese legalese. Yeah. All right. Well,
my head just got stuck on this like spoke. If you take sp away, it becomes oak. And speak, when we turn speak into root, it becomes speak, which is the English spike, the one which you hammer with.
Yeah.
So when you are speaking, you're hammering, and when you're spoken, it becomes an oak.
And like you can also like kind of like take speak and make it ek, spec.
Yeah, true.
So oak. And then you also said it was ukra. What did you say it was? Ekra?
Ekar. The ekar, the spoke, the wheel thing.
Yeah. What's
ekar.
it? Oh yeah, ekad.
Yeah, so like it's ek in plurals.
Oh, okay.
Like oaks.
Yeah. So like little like poles, basically.
Yeah. Oak poles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literal.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the wheels, the spokes in a wagon,
Yeah.
And even like the idea, that's a circumpump, right? The idea of like the target.
Ah.
You have the target, but these are the rays going in, and it's like, how do you invent a wagon wheel?
Yeah.
You get it from an older concept. I think of the North Pole, or Udenma itself, or the Q, or that's what the Q in the letter, that's a spoke also.
Yeah. True,
right?
True, very much, yeah. Even if it's
coming from
diagonal, but like.
Yeah, and you can imagine that going all the way around, a spoke. Like you have a bunch of individual shadows, because that's what would be physically happening. Now, if you were to capture it in one moment, it's the Q.
Yeah.
But if you fly as the sun does go around, that Q is going around.
Yeah. But each letter also makes a pole in the spoke.
Yeah, so it's a sundial representing the whole day.
Yeah, the wheel, yeah.
Yeah, the whole 12-hour day. So you should have 12 spokes.
Yeah.
Because that's the amount of equal daytime. Because at nighttime, you're not going to see the spoke.
Oh, it's spinning still there, but still.
Maybe 12 spokes is the right amount of poles to have in a family.
Well, what do you do here in the north when you have 19 hours of sunshine? You need more child.
Yeah, well, you need to find that right balance in the year, but yeah.
Yeah, because now we're like living on, where do I have it? Eight of 60. Because like our sun goes down 11:15 and it comes up 4:45.
Wow.
So we have like this 5 hours of sleep.
Jeez. Yeah. You just get some good blinds.
Yeah. Very nice, very nice, very nice.
Yeah. I'm gonna go get my haircut. I'm gonna tell him, give me a short pagan cut, see what happens. Give me a heathen haircut. And he's like, well, that's long hair and a long beard. Oh.
You can make yourself an Irokese then.
What did you say?
Irokese.
Oh, Iraqi haircut.
Iraqi haircut.
Or Iroquois haircut.
Iroquois here. Thank you.
Hedgehog. The hedgehog. What's it in? The pet.
Teely.
Teely.
Teely. You're gonna do that?
No. I don't know. It's gonna be. It should be good. It's nice and short.
Nice.
Short hair, even though it's not sunny yet here, but anyway. Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.
Boom, boom.
See you tomorrow.